Early voting in the primary runoff election begins on Monday. You have the opportunity to select the candidate or actual elected official in several important offices across El Paso County. And now I'm focusing on the Democratic runoff race for County Commissioner Precinct 2. Precinct 2 covers part of East El Paso from west of McRae Boulevard to the Lower Valley, Central, part of Northeast, and the west side to Sunland Park Drive. This is a seat currently held by David Stout. He's facing a challenge from Judy Gutierrez, a former City of El Paso employee. Whoever wins the primary on May 24th wins the seat, as there is not a Republican challenger, and this is a 4-year term. I'm joined now by David Stout and Judy Gutierrez. Thank you both for being here today. You're going to have 30 seconds for your answer, and you will each have a chance for rebuttal if necessary. So I just want to first tackle an issue that affects all of the voters in the county. We're talking about property taxes. We're seeing a large increase in property valuations, 18% on average from last year to this year, 12% the year before. Obviously, the Central Appraisal District sets the valuations, but the county is just one entity that can control how much tax is collected from all the property owners. So would you commit to lowering the tax rate for both the county and the hospital district? And I say lowering because keeping the rate the same would still yield an increased tax on property owners because the rate is a percentage on the property value. So Mr. Stout, you go first.
Sure. Thank you very much, Stephanie. I'm the only candidate in this race that has experience in setting tax rates and setting budgets, making sure that the county is as efficient as possible with taxpayer funding. And last year I was the one that proposed reducing our tax rate because property values went up then. We did that both at the county and hospital district, and I've already proposed doing the same this year. So yes, this is something that I think is incumbent upon us as property values are going up.
And Ms. Gutierrez, your response?
Yes, I would commit to lowering the taxes. And although I don't have any experience in setting the tax rate or lowering the tax rate, I also have never voted to increase voter taxes 10% as my opponent has. And you're right, and keeping it the same is not enough, but it's also not enough to do that within the city and the county. We've got to bring the school districts to the table because they're almost 50% of our taxes. So it has to be across the field, all taxing entities.
Okay, so Mr. Stout, would you like to respond to the point about raising the tax rate?
Sure. You know, we have been very fiscally responsible at the county over the last 7 years since I've been in office. In years where property values went down, we provided relief as well because we kept the property tax rate at the current rate or at the same level. So I think that it's very important that we continue to work as hard as we can to offset the property value increases.
Another issue that affects all taxpayers beyond your precinct is the funding for El Paso County Sheriff's Office. And it became a talking point for elected officials across the country to call for reallocating funding for law enforcement to social services in light of several high-profile lethal shootings by police. This became the Defund the Police movement. Now, Mr. Stout, you authored a resolution in 2020 after the murder of George Floyd calling for change in local law enforcement agencies, including a review of the sheriff's budget. And you said in 2020 that the county of El Paso needed to change too, adding, quote, "We spend millions every year in El Paso County in law enforcement and not nearly enough money in social services." Do you still stand behind that statement and the resolution?
I do. I do think that we need to spend more money on social services. This is not anti-law enforcement. It is not defunding law enforcement. It means that we look to attack crime at its root, which means making sure that people have access to housing, education, jobs, food, healthcare, all of those things that are proven to keep crime levels low. This helps our law enforcement agencies, and it makes our community much safer.
And Ms. Gutierrez, do you think the Sheriff's Office has an adequate budget, and how would you vote to allocate the budget for them if elected?
I do think they're adequately budgeted. What I have said before, and I stand by, is that I would not vote to defund our law enforcement. I think that we need to continue to invest in them, to give them the resources they need, to train them better in mental health funding. And to that end, let's not forget that in 2020, when Sheriff Wiles presented the budget for CIT funding for it to be fully staffed 24/7, Mr. Stout actually voted no because the cost was too cost prohibitive. So you can't have one without the other. And yes, I would definitely invest in funding EHN more than it is now when it comes to mental health and our sheriff's officers.
And Mr. Stout, do you want to talk about that vote?
Yeah, so what my opponent has just stated it goes along the lines with her whole campaign, which is being dishonest. I actually voted against the budget in 2020 because we did not fully fund CIT. I wanted CIT, the Crisis Intervention Team, which was a project that I spearheaded at both the city and at the county, to have full funding. And that is why I voted against the budget. She is being dishonest by saying what she said.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to focus on Escalante Park as well as the plans the state has proposed regarding the expansion of I-10 through downtown El Paso. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Stephanie Valle. Thank you for helping my Borderline Crimes podcast surpass 100,000 downloads. Borderline Crimes is available now wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to get new episodes as soon as they're available.
The future is now at Burnhamwood Charter Schools. Starting at the elementary level, we offer our students a wide range of advanced learning opportunities in robotics, science, music, and engineering all the way through high school, giving them the preparation needed to excel in today's world. We also offer performance and sports programs that give our students a well-rounded education. With some of the highest test scores in El Paso, our tuition-free charter schools have consistently outperformed traditional schools in the area. Secure your child's position during our open enrollment going on now. Burnhamwood Charter Schools, preparing future leaders.
It's a feeding frenzy of fun and cash at Sunland Park. Game Show Mania continues with the Cards and Cash Shark Attack. Thursdays through June 23rd, you could be the shark on the attack for a share of $100,000. Sunland Park Racetrack and Casino.
Illusion. You can't trust your own eyes. Meet
tonight at 8 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
Welcome back. I'm Stephanie Valle, and today I'm focusing on the Democratic runoff race for County Commissioner Precinct 2. Early voting begins on Monday. Election Day is May 24th, and this particular race decides who will sit on Commissioner's Court because there is no Republican on the ballot. David Stout is the incumbent commissioner. Judy Gutierrez is a former City of El Paso employee challenging him in this race. Both of you, thank you for your time today. Appreciate it. So we want to talk about Escalante Park. The county is looking at investing more than $100 million into renovations and even additions such as an amphitheater. So how would you pay for it? And is this the time to ask voters to take on more debt to beautify the park? Ms. Gutierrez, I want to start with you.
So that's really great because I've actually been out there for the last 6 to 8 months talking with voters who are directly affected by Escalante Park. In the last 6 to 8 months, we have photo upon photo of the lack of any attention, any maintenance to Escalante. We want to invest $100 million, it's great, but we can't even maintain and operate what we have now. The art project, that didn't even get to the public, and what people want to see is they want to be part of it and they want to see something for children. The amphitheater, you're right, how are we going to fund it without increasing taxes?
Okay, Mr. Stout, what is your response?
Sure. So, this parks master plan that we are engaging in and almost finishing up was due to my advocacy. Since I've been in office, we've invested millions of dollars in Escalante Park. When I came into office, it was in shambles. I think that it's something that this community wants. I have pushed for a large amount of community engagement, and it can be paid for through bonding. We are about to finish paying off a number of our loans. We can go out to bond without having to increase taxes.
The next topic I want to talk about is the freeway expansion and widening of I-10 through downtown El Paso. I'd like to get with you, Ms. Gutierrez, if you're for or against this plan.
I've completely supported our I-10 expansion. It's the conduit for business. It goes along with the deck park that I have supported. It's going to be transformative. I don't think that it's a project that you can have one without the other. To not do it is a disservice to El Paso. To try and not alleviate the traffic and move traffic into our neighborhoods, we have that problem already. The streets are in horrible condition. It cannot sustain heavy traffic from the I-10. So I'm supporting TxDOT. I support their expansion of the Montana Freeway. We need to continue to invest in our I-10.
And Mr. Stout, your response to the question?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that my opponent has never talked about this in the past until she started receiving campaign contributions from folks who are proponents of this project. I have been the loudest voice against this project. I don't think that TxDOT has shown us that there is a need. I would love to have a deck park in downtown El Paso right now, but we are going to double down on really creating a detrimental situation for so many people of color in poorer neighborhoods, more traffic, more pollution, contamination, noise, and vibrations. It's not a good thing for El Paso to be doing this right now.
Ms. Gutierrez, your response?
Sure. So I'm very proud of the business community coming out to support me, but the same people that Mr. Stout claims I sold out to actually paid him $20,000 to $30,000 in his first 2 campaigns. So no, it has nothing to do with it. And actually, when I ran for city rep in 2020, I advocated for expansion of I-10, and I'm going to stand to that.
All right, again, Commissioner Stout, Ms. Gutierrez, both of you again running for the Precinct 2 Commissioner seat for County Commissioners Court. The early voting starts on Monday, and again, the election day is on May 24th. Make sure you get out and vote. Thank you for watching this segment.